Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. This is Joe Divas, owner of Sirius Tejano. Before I get started, I want to give a special thank you to all the first responders, emergency coordinators here in Crystal City, sheriff's office here in Crystal City, the police department, our city officials, and I want to thank every single one of you for helping out with the flooding that we have going on here in Crystal City. If you're not aware, go out and check out what all the issues that Crystal City currently has. Uh, we as a community, we're standing together, and we'll always stand together. And just wanted to say thank you to every single one of you. Now, um, lately there's been a post that has been floating around by Myra D about Sirius Tejano. I'll address that here in a little bit. The first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and address another issue that we have, and that is that Hilda Pena, HP Promotions, is no longer a part of Sirius Tejano. She's been removed completely for all the drama, the chaos, all the issues that have been caused here at Sirius Tejano. Just so that we can let everybody know there's always another side of the story before people start responding. But it seems like just because it's a certain individual, people want to jump on that bandwagon and support that person without even asking what the other issue is or what was the cause of it. So I'm going to give you a little update as far as what all of this happened, what's been going on, honestly. So as I say, excuse my appearance because I've not been feeling well all week, but it all started since Tuesday. It seems that Hilda had been scheduling some interviews, some that were not even marked on our calendar, which is our main primary tool that we use for communicating between every single one of us to know who's got scheduled interviews and who doesn't, and what dates are available. So it all started since Wednesday. It started with El Cuadro. And at that point, because I've been asking questions, was not getting any answers. And so I told Hilda, go ahead and cancel it. This is way too much. So guess all in behold, guess who sends me a message? Myra D. Why am I canceling? I'm not getting any information. Well, I replied back to her and I told her, look, the reason for the cancellation is because this is getting messy. We don't do messy. We're pretty fluent in what Sirius Tejano does in scheduling interviews, and we're not doing that. And Myra, you should know because you have that message in your Facebook Messenger. And so, despite it all, Myra replied saying, "Oh, by the way, one of my guys took the day off for this interview. So, be in my better judgment, I should have known just to cancel." We proceeded with the interview. So we did. Though, so once that was done, now we have the Rennie Roland interview. Now, if there's one person I do need to apologize, that's going to be to Rennie Roland, and for that I do apologize, Rennie. But the fact of the matter is this: every one of our staff has the capabilities of creating flyers for promoting. Why Hilda didn't do or take the initiative, I don't know. But knowing that I was not feeling well the entire week, so all I did was just sleep, sleep, and sleep. So before I knew it, we had Heather also scheduled on the same day. So we had two platforms that we were going to have the interviews. One would be Facebook, the other one would be YouTube, and on TikTok. So we were going to put Rennie Rolling on the TikTok platform. So all of that was taken care of, but because of Hilda, who had been causing nothing but drama all week, because one, she was getting text messages about La Jolla, text message about NBO, and it started messing with her. So I would always tell her, don't worry about it. It's in the past. Let that be. So that was a reoccurring thing. Then I get this message on Friday from from Hilda that, oh, by the way, Myra wants to cancel the show because, oh, you're discriminating against her artist. Okay. So it was like, so I called Hilda. It's like, you know what? You give Myra my number and have her call me. And I told Hilda, you need to fix these items that you have. This is getting out of hand, and I'm not going to deal with it anymore. And so then, in all and behold, here comes Myra with her almighty big old message saying, "Oh, about Sirius Tejano and that scheduling interviews," and she defends her artist. Well, Myra, in case you haven't forgotten, or in case you didn't know, here at Sirius Tejano, I defend every single member of Sirius Tejano, just like you do with your artist. And so, what I'm trying to say is this: you cowered out by not even calling me or texting me on a message to give me to at least talk about it. Instead, you go post on social media saying, "Oh my God, discrimination," or "Oh my God, this and that," and that you schedule interviews. If you recall, Myra, you and I have always scheduled interviews. You and I have always worked together. We have always played all your songs from all your artists as soon as they come out, and we tag you on it, so that you cannot say that we do any more for one promoter than we do for the other. So, with that said, don't go and blame Sirius Tejano for somebody else's errors and mistakes and drama, because that's where you went wrong. And that's what led to all of this issue that now you're trying to blame Sirius Tejano for those interviews. In all honesty, those symptoms about promoting could have been fixed a long time ago, but instead, it didn't happen. And guess what? You're trying to blame us for it. The one you should be blaming is the one that you've been talking to about those interviews. Because normally we always try to schedule, I always with the promoters or with the bands instead of our people doing that. Now, does it mean that our people can't do it? No, but we're more organized than the way Hilda was approached or handling this situation. And now, going back to Hilda, you left for Texas Outlaw Radio. I'm happy for you. I wish you the very best. But you will never ever have the same relationships that you had with Sirius Tejano here. Sirius Tejano treated you as a family member, took care of you, made you better. And then what do? You created nothing but drama. And that is something we don't do. And as if you remember correctly, Hilda, I told you there's two rules that Sirius Tejano has if you're joining Sirius Tejano. One, we don't deal with drama. And two, we don't do anything illegal. We all go by the book. And those were the two things and the two requirements that I always have for anybody and everybody who joins Sirius Tejano. Now, as far as all these people that are joining and saying about Sirius Tejano and profanity, no. Don't go judging anybody and jump on a bandwagon just because it's someone else that you know. So as far as Vicky V goes, who's a two-face, as far as Hilda goes, who's nothing but a drama queen, and Myra, this high horse that you're in, you better be careful on this high horse, because remember, these horses sometimes start to bronco, and when they bronco, they buck you off. And when you fall, it's not a pleasant fall. So you better be careful with that. So as far as the bands from Cielo Entertainment, if you ever want to schedule any interviews with Sirius Tejano, contact me, 830-854-1705. We will never close the doors to any artist. And if you recall correctly, Sirius Tejano is here for the artist, for the Tejanos, for the Tejano music, for established and new coming artists. That's who we are. We've always done it, and we'll continue to do it. Now, you want to say that you want to boycott Sirius Tejano, Myra? You're not hurting us. You're hurting the industry. That's something you ought to think about before you start posting anything out there. With that said, I wish everyone the very best. Please keep Crystal City in your prayers, and also please follow us to make sure that we're okay down here. And that's one other thing that I was going to mention to you. As far as the interview goes, when you have flooding in Crystal City, where we're from, and you're feeling sick as a dog, but you're still driving home, that's more important to me and my family than a stupid interview. So remember that, Myra. Family will always come first. With that said, I wish everyone the best. Have a great Saturday afternoon, and we'll see you soon. Bye.